Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's live Kickoff Labs marketing chat. This week, as we try to do at least once a month, we are reviewing your landing pages. So people have been submitting pages for the last couple of weeks since we've done our last landing page review, and we've got some people live on the chat that are also here. Let me go to the chat room. Actually, Laura Lee is with me today too. She's our designer at Kickoff Labs, and Laura Lee, if you could introduce yourself, say hi, and then go ahead to the chat room and post that they can start the video.
Hi, everybody.
So we do these live. I love having an audience for them. We do prioritize people that make the time to show up live the event. The recording will be available afterwards. You can always go back and watch what we say during the event and check out the advice. Even if your page is not reviewed this week, you will learn something during the presentation. I guarantee it, because what we'll be telling people are generally things that will be applicable to any campaign for the most part. We may offer some specific copy advice which makes sense for this one particular person, but the advice that we'll give in general is something that anybody could learn from and qualify from. The other reason we do this live and like to have an audience is I love seeing the engagement in the chat room and taking questions from the chat room. So we'll pause when we get a chance. We'll look for questions from the chat room. And if you have your own feedback about the landing page that we're looking at, you should feel free to go ahead and give that person some feedback. So right here, I've got the Kickoff Labs homepage up. Our main headline at the moment says, set up viral contest in minutes, quickly and easily set up refer a friend style giveaways, sweepstakes, and product launches. I think most people here listening are probably already Kickoff Labs customers, but if you're not, we really specialize in this referral system. We've helped Kickoff Labs customers collect over 12 million leads with viral contests. We let you do this style of, give somebody something for 5, 10, 15 referrals. We let you set up a leaderboard so you can set up a ranking or a contest, and we'll let you set up a wait list too. And so there's 3 things. Those are just three of the things we make really easy to do at Kickoff Labs. So if you're watching this video and you haven't heard of us, go to kickofflabs.com and check it out. I'm Josh at Kickoff Labs. You can send me some feedback if you have feedback on our landing page or our landing page designs. All right. The first page today, I believe, comes from Matt from Barkitecture, .dog. This is the first time I've reviewed a .dog page. So it's sort of fun. I didn't know that was a domain extension available. It looks like you got register.barkitecture.dog working here for your sign up page. And since I went up and I took my mouse cursor over here, I'll take a chance to look at the exit intent widget. So this is a widget that pops up when somebody tries to leave the page, or we think they're trying to leave the page. Since my mouse went over into the URL area, it triggered that. And this is a Kickoff Labs feature. And so I just want to kind of give my 2 cents here. There's something about this white text with the background where it's not quite, doesn't quite stand out enough for the background, which makes it a little bit hard to read. But to go through, it says, forgive us for popping in like this, but we want to make sure you don't miss out on our launch. Registering your interest will mean we send you extra goodies when you order on Kickstarter. So just to give you a little bit of feedback, because you chose the option to make this full screen, there is no context for what this is. So if I had just opened your website, went to leave, I go to somebody else's website, who we'll look at in a minute, at ReadyHost, and I come back to your website now, I've lost all my context knowing that this is Barkitecture. So this widget should probably have like a logo or a bit more explanation. You almost have to treat it like its own web page. It's your second chance web page is the way this widget is set up. The other way to set up would be to do more of a traditional box style, in which case people might get the context behind it a little bit better than they do now. So there's also just this color just doesn't seem quite right with the black text on the box. There's something could be a little bit better about the colors, the color scheme here with the button to just stand out. Let's look at the main page and maybe we'll get some ideas there about colors.
I agree about the color. I think that like the idea for maybe like as an additional option of something you could consider is, if you're going to keep this full screen, maybe consider making, instead of this light blue, which kind of does look nice, but maybe make it white, but like some transparency there, kind of like you've done here, but make it white. And that way you can add some, make sure that this text is really readable, and make it like black or a dark gray, and then add whatever your main color is for your brand. Make sure and do it, that color, and then the text on your box, on your button there, could be white. What that's going to do is it's just going to make sure that people can, first of all, read this. It makes it, the light colors with the white makes it kind of hard to read, especially the smaller text here. And the other thing that changing the button color is going to do, first of all, I think it'll make it look better, but it'll also make it stand out more and make people want to click it more. So those are a couple ideas for this pop-up.
Yep. Thanks, Lorely. And so let's look at the main page now. So go back to the main page here. And I think the thing, you have it's a nice, clean, kind of modern looking logo. The text feels a little small in the logo. I wish maybe the logo was maybe 30 or 40% bigger, so it was easier to read architecture. Like, remember, first step is somebody has to be able to read what you're posting, what you have on the site. Second is they have to be able to understand what it is that you're saying. So to the point about I would make your brand stand a little bit more, making this a little bit larger and more readable. And then this says the world's first affordable designer doghouse. This text is not that much bigger than the text in the video, and I wish it stood out as a headline a little bit more. So, if this text were to be something more like, let's just play with it here and make this text a little bit larger. I don't know why I do this live. It's just fun sometimes to play with people's pages. We'll go up. There you go. I think it stands out so much better just to be a little bit larger, because now I'm like, wow, the world's first affordable designer doghouse. And you've got the video. My preference personally would be to swap the order here a little bit. I would take the video and I would put it below the form personally, because I would get people to what your call to action is first. They'll still see, because you see this room, if you move this form, this text and this form up on the page, the video will still be peeking out here. So if they want to get in more in depth and watch the video, they can. But you'll be letting them know what the call to action is, because right now it feels like your primary call to action on the page is to watch the video. The secondary call to action, honestly, is this Facebook Messenger thing that pops up over here. And then your third call to action is really sort of neutralized a bit by those two, which is register for the free architecture call and receive blankets when we launch. I think your priority would be collecting the name and the email address and some information like the breed about the person, then getting them to learn more by watching the video, and then having the chat come up a little bit. So the way you can do that, if they have different designs for the chat, I'd choose a little bit more of a minimized design for the chat. I might wait a minute before popping it up on the page. So if somebody's sitting here for a minute, then pop up the chat. It came up within about a couple seconds of the page opening for me. And then what'll happen is you'll have this nice readable text flow. The logo will be a little bit bigger. This headline will be a little bit bigger. You'll have a reason to register. You should bold this part of it where it says 50% off our houses with early bird pricing. That's a huge, with this numbers are limited, that's a huge incentive for people to sign up, but it feels like it gets lost. You've got a lot of incentives, right? When I read the text, it says register below for free architecture balls and waffle weave blankets when we launch, plus be in the know and get $50 off. If you could combine that a little bit, so register below and get $50 off with early bird pricing, and we'll send you free balls and a waffle weave blanket, numbers are limited. I think that would be a much stronger, clearer call to action than separating it into two sentences. And if you just bold sort of the rewards, like get $50 off, maybe it could be bolded, and the free balls and weave could be bolded in that statement. I do like, one of the things I do like is the button says register for free accessories. And so I would I like that text with the button. Most people don't associate the button with the call to action, but this does, and so that's a really good thing that other people can learn from. I It looks like the blue and the pink the colors came from some of their brand colors, because you've got these sort of pastelish brand colors here. I think it's fine. The button changes when you hover from one to the other. And this is how I'd love to see the button on the popover too, is a little bit like with this blue, and the white looks a lot better than the black and the pink on there. And so scrolling down on the page, featured in Idealog, what makes a good doghouse? See, I had this headline. I mean, look at the balance in this section. There's this like readable logo. If this was a separate page, this is what I was talking about at the top. There's this readable logo, and then there's a really large headline that asks the question, what makes a good doghouse? And there's this balance to the text below it: practical, portable, and stylish. And this is just, I love this section. This is a great section that you guys put in the page. And then again, it comes down. There's some nice spacing here between the sections. It says this is what our dog houses look like, and you added some great pictures here to show what the product actually looks like. So this is a really good job. You're doing a great job of saying what you are, and also you've got some great incentives on the page. And so far, I really like most of what I'm seeing. If you just swap a little bit of the order of the call to action, and then you've got a secondary sign up here. But again, this Facebook sort of overwhelms the call to action of the sign up, and so I worry that that takes away a little bit from people doing the sign up, as if like, well, do you want them to share at this point, or do you want them to sign up first and then share? And you probably want them to sign up first and then share. So let me fill out this form here. So and I have a dog, so I could be a customer. This could be fun. All right, and now we come here, and there's like this third usage of the color scheme. We've got this blue opacity over the background. I would stick with that green opacity, or the look of the homepage, and so it feels more connected to the first page. I would put your logo up here at the thank you page, so it feels more connected. And then this is really generic. You could say this about any product. Thanks for your interest. Now share for free stuff. There's at least some tied to the fact that it's a dog. Thanks for, you say thanks twice, thanks, then you say thanks for your interest again. Just one line of thank you. So I might do a smaller line of thank you, like thanks for showing interest in our dog houses. Share for more dog accessories, right? So right now, okay, and you've got a clear accessory like pack of 3 balls and Barketexture blanket to say thanks. I think you've got really clear, easy goals, but like, why not say share for free dog balls and blankets? Share for more free dog balls and blankets. Like, just be really specific why you're asking them to share. And so to summarize this thank you page, the logo on top, the background should be the look of the first page, smaller thank you line, but tied to the dog materials, and then be specific about what you're asking them to earn here with the additional tennis balls and blankets for the dog. And I think those couple changes, and you'll have a really you'll take what's already a pretty good campaign. It'll be an excellently executed campaign when it comes to the conversion and the referral page. And again, if you don't know KickoffLabs, this is the kind of page we make really easy to set up. This generate referrals, 1 referral, 5 referral, 10 referrals here. The page. So let me just look at the homepage again. Yeah, so this green background I kind of like, and this top where it's the gray background I kind of like. I would just pick one of those and keep that theme going on this page instead of having this third shade of blue on the page is what I'm going for. Let's see, is there any feedback from Matt in the chat here? Matt, the video worked best at the top. Okay, so you A/B tested the video and it worked best at the top. Interesting. I wonder what the difference was. Laura Lee, did you have any other feedback for this page?
Just one small thing. I totally agree with everything that Josh said about the design changes with, staying consistent with your colors and stuff. One additional thing I think on the buttons, what's really important with these buttons is that they stand out. And I love your pastel colors, especially the way they look on here. And I like your use of them for the buttons. So what I was thinking of a possible solution to make these buttons stand out a little bit more and make the text a little more readable is to continue to use these colors, but maybe make them just slightly darker. It even looks a little bit darker here, but just making them a little bit darker will help them stand out a little bit more. And it might just be a personal preference for me, but I'm not crazy about the changing the color. If it were me, I would maybe stay with, this blue and maybe make it a little bit darker on hover. But I don't know. That's just maybe just a personal preference. So take that as you wish with that one. But otherwise, I really, really love your page.
Yeah, this is like I said, this is a really good page. So I really like it here. And so let's go on to the next person. I think that posted here was one of the next people in the chat was Ready Hostbox. And we've looked at their page a few times, and I think there's been a bunch of changes to the page. And so let's take a look at this page again. Laura-Lee, do you want to take your 2 cents at this page and start off with the review here?
Sure. It's ready. Is it www?
www.readyhostbox.com.
Okay, so first thing is I have a really fast internet connection, and I don't know what the issue was with that. Oh well, anyway. So first thing I would look at the size of your images and just make sure that they're not enormous. Maybe something like 300 kilobytes or smaller is what I would look for. Okay, so since this pop-up has come up, I like your use of continue to use red. So Josh, I'll just run through this from like a design standpoint. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I really like this clean pop-up. It's super clean. The text color contrast is great, and your consistency with the red call to action is perfect. I would update this background to be more in line with what you're offering. Looks like Ready Host. I'm not even sure what it is that you're offering. Discover monthly products. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, something to do with let us sweat the small stuff and make your host. Oh, so it has to do with website hosting. So maybe you could have in the background different, like a visual of different websites showing up here. Something where it's a little more personalized, so you get a visual context in addition to.
I'm not sure it's a website hosting. I think it's gift packs to give to. I think, and I could be wrong, and you can correct us. I get that. I think it's a set of gift packs for people. If I hosted an Airbnb, that I could leave their packs of gifts to my guests that are coming up.
Oh, got it. Okay, well then perfect. Then what you'd show here is then show those gifts that people could leave. So give it like a visual so people can actually see it. And obviously throughout somewhere here in the design, it looks like maybe that's what you're suggesting here with this image. But again, this image, if I were to look at this, I would think you're giving your product had something to do with backpacks, because that's where my eyes are drawn. So update the images would be my biggest recommendation, and make it really clear with the text what it is you're offering. From a design standpoint, I would also like to see maybe just a little bit more, like on the dog one that we just saw, the website with the dogs. You saw how there were so many different images and visuals that just drew you in, and it made you want to sign up. And that's what I feel like is missing with this design. Provide more, with more images and stuff here. But I think that as you add more stuff, we can give you some better feedback on the design. But definitely start with adding like images if you're going with this theme. To add an image in the background here that provides some context to what you're offering, and then update this one a little bit more so that we could see those gifts a little bit better. Great.
Let me, I give my 2 cents, which is I agree with Laura-Lee's confusion about what it is. I don't know the best way to describe it because the subtext line says the first host supply delivery service. I would just be really clear, like essential items for your guests as a super host or B&B or as a whatever you want to call it, owner. Like say we are this for this person as a formula for your subheadline, and just to make it as a really simple basic subheadline, this for this kind of person. to make it super clear. And then to be more specific under that, say we gather unique specialty items and popular guest essentials and pack them in a nice box and deliver them to your door. Let us sweat the small stuff. And I would combine this line and this line. There's just too many different spaces here and too many different fonts. And so as much as you could take these bits of text down a little bit, and so you pull the form up higher, I think the page will be stronger if you could combine some of the copy. And then I really, just again, like this font being different, I'm not a huge fan of this font standing out. I like that it's got the star. I don't know why you need the star here. I think it's bold and it stands out enough as it is with the red arrows. So you don't need the red arrows plus the star next to it. Would be my 2 cents. And let's see what happens when I enter. So Josh. Okay. And again, there's this smaller text for thanks for signing up, which is great. And then it says, it's really readable with the white background. It says invite friends and earn products. Share unique URL via email, Facebook, blah, blah. Let's see, 0 friends have joined, keep checking. Discount 1 year, discount 2 years, free box. You're not really, I mean, it's product, but you're saying earn friends and invite friends and get discounts on our subscription. Like, be more specific again what it is, just like the first page. Like, what is your service? So in this case, it's not what it is and who you're for. It's what to do and why you should do it. So what to do is invite friends. Why you should do it, for what reason? So is for discounts or for a free box, and a box that includes X, Y, and Z. And I really agree with Lorelei. I think something that's missing is some real concrete examples of things that would be in the box, or a picture of a sample box. And a lot of people that are doing subscription services, it's a common thing for them to put sort of this picture which has a box maybe laid out on a table with some sample goods next to the box, what it looked like. And we've had people, we did a webinar with somebody who even faked the box. They didn't exist yet. They put some nice packing tape on around a box that was colorful, and they put their logo on the box, and they laid out some sample products next to the box. It wasn't even the products they were shipping, but it gave people the idea of exactly what they were doing. And I think that's what's really missing from the first page and from the second page too, is just something that really clearly explains it for the person signing up. Laura, do you have any feedback for the thank you page?
On the thank you page, I didn't get there. What was the URL? Is it thanks?
It's /share.
Share. Yeah, I also think that something that Josh said on the home page that you have on your landing page, there's multiple fonts being used. You're going to see your font from your logo, and then there's this serif font, and then we've got more sans serif font here. It looks like there's 3 different fonts used. So what I would recommend is use at most 2 and decide why you're using those, and to clean that up. Also, I feel like if you need some help with this, but just let us know. But this font here, like the space in between each row of text is too big. So let us know if you need help fixing that. We can help you fix that. But like that, I think that will help clean that up a little bit. And I think that with the background image, it makes this text kind of hard to read a little bit. There's some, and it depends on the size of your screen, will depend on how easy it is to read. If you're going to go with an image background, what I would do is just recommend doing some kind of color overlay, just to make sure that no matter what size the screen is, that you can always see the text. And also on this copy and paste to share here. So those are some of the biggest things. I think that the most work that you could do to help this campaign is on your landing page, though.
Yeah, I agree. I also, just as a note, I got I got the email, and just as a note for people sending out these thank you emails, the generic text was used. It says thank you. I would say thank you from ReadyHost, and the text in the email should. And you talk about you're now on the list of privileged people who participate in the first phase of pre-orders. I would again re-explain what the service is in the email. So imagine I sign up and I forget about it, and a day later I read the email. So pre-orders for what? And I know it's going to feel like you're beating people over the head, and you work in this space every day. And so you think like, oh, it's really obvious what it is. I'm not convinced that's the case, and I could be wrong, but if you pulled 5 random people at a coffee shop to this page and asked them to tell you what the product is, see how many of them could. And that's just a really good litmus test. And I've literally seen people doing that at coffee shops. It's like, hey, give me your 2 cents and I'll give you a free coffee. Like, you can set up a sign at the table. It says, I want your feedback. Give me 5 minutes and you can get free coffee. And they just have these $5 coffee cards, and ask 5 to 10 people. It'll cost you $25 to ask 5 people, and have them tell you, do they understand the pitch on the landing page. And if most of them do, then great, you probably don't have a problem. But if only 1 or 2 of them do, then you might have a problem, because it should be obvious, even if you're not the customer, what it's for, because you should be able to rule yourself out instead of just being able to rule yourself into a page. So that said, let's move on to the next page. One of the next people here in the chat is Sully Points. And so I'm going to pull up this page here. And looking at Sully Points, Sully, if I ignore the URL, Sully, it just says, it pays to save the planet. Earn 1% cash back and reduce 2 pounds of CO2 with every dollar spent. Okay, I don't know what this is. You're asking me 1% cash back. When I hear that, I think it's a credit card. Is my first my first bit of information. For every person that signs up for early access, we'll remove 1 pound of CO2. Okay, so if I sign up, you're going to help the planet somehow. And then it says introducing Solely, and our mission to leverage consumer spending and reduce CO2 emissions, fight climate, and support sustainable business community. For consumers, it's free, exclusive deals and promotions. I guess I don't understand what it is. Like, you've got this thing for merchants, and you've got this thing for consumers, and you've got these nice name brand merchants here. Are you like Groupon for environmentally conscious people, and you're going to take the money spent and some percentage goes to help remove CO2 from the atmosphere by planting trees? I don't know. I don't really understand what it is that you're asking me to sign up for, why I should sign up, and what I'm requesting an invite to. And I think that's a problem. Like, you're introducing Solely, launching spring 2017. I still don't know what's launching. Like, is it a website for deals? Is it something? Imagine I'm not going to watch this video. Like, I'm in an office space. I don't have headphones on, so you can't be dependent on the video, even if the video explains like very clearly what you get. But let me try and understand this a little bit more. So for consumers, completely free, exclusive deals and promotions, reduce 2 pounds. And so that's where I get, like, it's sort of like Groupon for the environmentally conscious. And maybe you just need to state that, like, environmentally friendly deals that help save the planet. Like, get deals, get environmentally friendly, great deals that save the planet. And then as a subtext, 1% cash back on every dollar spent through our merchants, and then every person that signs up. It'd be a little bit clearer that way. But let's sign up. I'm going to request an invite and see if anything becomes clearer on the thank you page. Okay, so now it says you're in line for the Solely app, which I still don't know what it is. What is the app? Ahead of you 220, after you 0. Skip the line by referring. So you have a really clear scheme to skip the line. So I can skip the line and get 3 people, and I'll get access sooner. Which is great. I love that it's super clear, easy to understand. Anybody could take advantage of that and understand that part of it. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's written back here from Solely. No, I haven't seen him write back. I know he was here, and let me see if there was anything in the text.
So Josh, if you go back to the landing page, I just discovered that if you scroll down, there's a how it works section that kind of explains what the app does.
Oh, how it works. Yep, okay. Link your cards, register your credit and debit cards, and they sign up. No more coupons or discounts to planet. Okay, earn points as you shop. I would take this text and space it down a little bit if it could be centered within the section on the page, and we can maybe help you with that. It seems a little strange being at the top of each of these phones rather than to the direct right of the page of the image here. And so step 2, earn points as you shop. and save the planet and get paid, trade in your points for cash back in a credit card store, or donate to the climate-focused nonprofit. Okay, this step-by-step guide, like if you could condense these 4 steps down into 1 or 2 sentences, should be up here. Like that's what should be up here. I'm glad Laura Lee scrolled down. I stopped at these logos, honestly. Another design thing, like a section like this where it's just this big block with 2 lines and there's these double lines here, it made me want to stop scrolling, I think. And so I just literally did not look further down the page. I didn't see where the scroll bar was. I might think about moving this merchant section down lower on the page, and getting to the what it is sooner, because this whole section is useless right here, introducing solely. If you could take maybe even that 4 steps and think about a 3-step thing where it's 1, 2, 3, but all laid out horizontally here, here, and then here, that might even be more powerful right below with a line that unifies them all above as a sign-up page. That's my suggestion for the page, is just get to the what faster on this landing page.
Yeah, I totally agree. And from a design standpoint, I am a huge fan of clean design. And I love how you're trying to keep it really clean here. But I think that instead of having these horizontal lines to divide the sections, what I think would look nicer here is adding, like what Josh said, move these steps up. And once you get done with like the step-by-step, so people understand what it is, the next section, maybe make it like a light gray background, or something where the whole background is a specific color. So that kind of divides it. And then it brings out that section too. I think that like grouping it that way might really, really help. The other thing to do, instead of having so many really light horizontal lines, another option would be just to add a little bit of white space instead of relying on the lines to divide the space. Those are a couple ideas.
I like the concept of using the white space instead of the horizontal lines, because I think that's part of what stopped me from scrolling, was the horizontal lines sort of like, they push me at least mentally just to stop. Like there's an end point there. But if it was just white space, like, oh, I'm scrolling into the open ocean, like it feels a lot cleaner, I think, than having the lines between the sections.
I agree.
All right, so let's see what other pages we have here. Just scroll down. There's more of an explanation for Robbie. Okay, good. I'm glad we found it. WorkFit here. Okay, so somebody from WorkFit is here, and let's see. There's this interim market here. So let's go interim market. Laura Lee, do you want to take on this page here?
Yep. Remind me the URL, which is interim market.
Inter-I market.
Oh, I got it here. Okay. The hub of all interim recruitment. Okay, so first off, I like the consistency with your colors. Oh, that's kind of strange to have a green. But I really like consistency of colors. But I feel like there's a little bit where this is maybe overdone a little bit as far as this color. The benefit of this strong, clear color, this purplish color, is that it's going to stand out. And I really like that for this button, and I wouldn't change that. And I maybe would even keep it here. I would change the hover effect so it doesn't change your text color. I would just change the color of your button to maybe be a slightly lighter or slightly darker color. I would change this top bar that you've got here to either something that's white if you have a secondary color, a light gray or something, and then your links could be the purple color, so it's just not so strong. That's the first thing that stands out as you look at this heavy top bar, and then you see this and this. Those are the 3 things that really stand out. And I don't know that you necessarily want the nav bar to be there to be so strong. So that's my first thought. It makes I'm guessing that you probably have an any form where, like, if you sign up, you grab leads through KickoffLabs. I'm guessing that's what you do here. But just from a design standpoint, some other thoughts. This yellowish color isn't super pleasing to the eye. I would consider doing something that's more of a gray based, and it can still be a light gray, but maybe something that looks a little bit just maybe a little bit cleaner than the yellow color. And I see your secondary color is this green. And from like a color scheme standpoint, I might remove that color and stay with like, do gray based and then this main one color, this main purple. It doesn't seem to go together super well from my initial looking here. So from a design standpoint, those are the first things that stand out to me.
Yeah, and my 2 cents, I think, I mean, it's a homepage more than a landing page. Something that bothered me, I don't know if you touched on it, is like if I hover over here, there's this green, but the more important is this covering this headline here. So it obscures this recruiter button here, covers the headline. So if you could find some other location to have this switch over to like the recruiter side of things than the job hunter side, or some other way to organize this page so the text isn't obscured, or add some padding so the text starts where it says hub instead of the, that would be cleaner than having the obscured here, and it just look, because the rest of the page looks really clean and nice. I mean, I agree with Laurelie's feedback, but it's generally a good thing. The other thing I wonder is you're getting people to search right off the bat, and I wonder how much it would hurt your search if you collected an email address when people are doing the search to get access to the list, or at some point. So if I just did the search, is there anything that's going to prompt me to get for me to join your mailing list so that you can start really marketing to me, or else am I going to have to come back and relearn your pitch and your page and remember to do it again? And I think you want to have some sort of draw to get people to come in. The other thing, I'm not a huge fan of these floating social media icons on a page. I think that they distract from the purpose of the page at this stage of the customer relationship, and it's just not the place, because like I personally think these icons make me think, oh, what's my friend doing on Facebook? Oh, I should go check Facebook, and I just forget what I was doing. But like, I think social has a great place in people's strategy. Like when you say like, I found this job, think I know somebody that might be good for the job, having a link to share easily on Twitter or on Facebook Messenger with somebody, or share in an email, is a great social strategy. Like how it's tied into your workflow and what people are doing on the site. Just being really loud and having it as a call to action, like check out my floating social media profiles without any reason for doing so, it distracts from the page. It's just my 2 cents on the social, floating social things that stay with you. Because you're saying, as this floats with you, this is one of the most important things on the page, because it's staying here the whole time, and I'm not going to let you not see them. And I'm not sure it is. Like, let's check out. I go to the YouTube channel. It's just the video that was on this page. Like you have the video down here. Like if you want people to watch the video, you've got it on the page, or you could put it higher on the page. Let's see what they have on Facebook. Is it really worth clicking over to? They've got some photos where it says now hiring. Oh, they do have a different video that was not on YouTube. And they've been posting within the last few hours. So there's a little bit more real-time information on the Facebook page, which is good. It's still not, I think, worth having right up front like this. So there's not a thank you page, not an email sign up. So we're not going to obviously review the second part of this, page, but hopefully that gives you some feedback on how you can change this part of the landing page. When you're ready to start really collecting emails and running referral campaigns, let us know, and we're happy to help at Kickoff Labs. Let's see if there are any other pages that I missed here as we're going through.
Workfit.com just got added.
Workfit.com. There we go. They were on my list a little bit over to the right side. All right, I will start taking this on here. Let's see, WorkFit, home, about us, join, contact. All right, Eva-powered meetings are productive, are actionable, are searchable. What do you think about the concept of like this word and the phrase that animates like this?
Yeah, I think it depends. So that's the thing. Like any type of movement like this is going to draw your eye, and it's gonna be the thing that you sit and look at, and you want to see like what all the things that scroll through are going to be for the most part. So you have to ask yourself if it's worth it. Is that where you want the attention to go? Is it so important that they understand it, that that you keep their attention there? I think that's. I don't think that usually that's what you want. I think it's a fun look. I think it looks nice, but I don't, from a conversion standpoint, I don't know that that is like the best approach.
Yeah, and I kind of agree, because I was sitting here staring at these words, waiting for them to scroll around, and they picked a ton of words here. There's a bunch of different words, and it stopped me from reading the subtext, which I think was more important, because it explained again this theme of like what something is. Eva is an intelligent voice assistant to help you facilitate your meetings. I wonder if this page would do better, and you could A/B test it with just Eva-powered meetings are smarter, or just pick one of the primary benefits. And you can talk about the other benefits here. I mean, you could have a section of the page that expounds upon these different things, like smarter meetings, like more productive meetings, searchable meetings. Like they could all be text here that helps explain what the product is a little bit better. Now this says request. My next problem is with the call to action. Which I think is way more important actually than this issue. This can be kind of cute. I do think it distracts from this statement, but request early access is not a great motivator. Like I don't know when access is going to be. Not 100% sure I want early access. Is there some other benefit? Will I get a discount for signing up early? If you can give somebody some other reason, like request early access and get a free, planner for running more productive meetings before Eva or something, like just helps people today solve their problem. And then you committed the sin of the box says submit, and I hate buttons that say submit, and it's classic copywriting we see on landing pages and calls to action. This should say get early access, or whatever your call to action is. It should match whatever it is. If it's get a discount, get early access, get this ebook, it should say that, like get early access, get the ebook, get something. Because it's just like, it feels kind of bland, like submit. And I know you've got this robot powering meetings, but you don't have to be robotic in your copy where it's now submit my email address. But let's go sign up and see what happens. So if I sign up here, all right, and I get taken to a page. WorkFit. So WorkFit felt like a very secondary brand on the page. Like it felt like I was signing up for Eva. I wish that the logo or the text for Eva was kind of duplicated here, or it said something like, Eva thanks you for signing up. You're officially on her wait list. I think that would be a little bit more personable instead of like, we thanks for signing up. You're officially on the wait list. Regranting early access to limited number of people. Get in front of that list by referring your friends, coworkers, and family. Great. Spread the word, click the share button below, more friends that are higher get. I feel like you've said the same thing twice here. Like you can get to the front of the list by referring friends. You could just add by clicking the links below, and you wouldn't need this sentence, and the links would be up higher on this page. It's a really simple thank you page, but just a couple of those changes. Like if I took this, yeah, and why not use this background image where you've got the nice sort of visual of the audio stream going in, and why not use that background image for this page? Because this page feels kind of barren, and that I don't think that background image is distracting from the copy on the page, and I think it would make it feel like it flowed a little bit nicer from this page to this one, or to the thank you page here. Laura Lee, do you have any feedback on that?
Yeah, I do. First of all, I love the design of the homepage. I love the fonts you're using. I love even how just everything about this page I really, really love from a design standpoint. And I feel like the thank you page misses a lot of that. Like Josh was saying, there's a disconnect here. One of the things that is different is we've got this plain color, plain blue color, which is consistent, but I really like Josh's suggestion just to add this image that I think that really ties into this AI type feel, to add that to the thank you page. Also, I would say change this font so that it matches the homepage font. And also, like, if you notice on the homepage here, like, even like the text spacing, these little details that people don't notice are just, it makes it really clean and feel really nice. Like this font spacing that you have here isn't done here. And I would love to see that same thing here, where like this text is much smaller. And I feel like, you know, make it a little bit larger, change the font size, add that image in here. And I think that this will, like, the connection will be a lot better. There's a disconnect between signing up here to getting here. And I think that it could look a lot better this way. Just the font changes simply.
I think let's see, Toledo is saying that's not our site, but it's not. It's what comes up when I click it. So the link that you posted is what comes up, and when I do workfit.io, it's the same site that comes up. It's forwarding to this. So if there's a different URL than what you're seeing on the page, let us know. And this is definitely a KickoffLabs site. I can tell by the thank you page that you have there coming up. But let us know if there's definitely a different site we should be looking at. So that said, I'm going to go, we've got a couple minutes left here. I think we've gotten to all the sites that have been posted. Scroll. It looks like we've got to all the sites that have been posted. So thank you for attending. I'm going to go really quickly through some the lightning round, which I haven't done in a while, on some feedback on some pages that were also submitted for this week. So if you're watching, there's a little bit of lightning round. Your page might be in here. All right. Tell your friends about brunch. I like the split page design, but these two people are not eating brunch. They have a brunch logoed hat, which is sort of secondary. I don't know what brunch is. And for me not knowing what it is, you are asking for a ton of information, like my exact address and everything. So I would never sign up on this page. So you need to add some information. You need to cut down on the size of the form, and you need to actually say what brunch is, and if it's about brunch, the meal, there should be a picture of brunch, the meal. PeerDrive.co, the better way to get a car loan, be the first to know. Be the first to know is a horrible tagline, a horrible reason to sign up. It's worse than get in line or get in early on the wait list. There's got to be some better incentive you can give people for signing up, like than just being the first to know. It's also just a bad launch strategy. It's because you have this page, and 6 months from now you launch, and I forgot exactly what I signed up for. But if you're giving people updates along the way that are useful about car loans, like 5 tips on how to get more out of your, how to get a better car deal on a car, or like 5 tips for negotiating my auto purchase, like something like that. If you're sending those types of helpful emails along the way, is a better incentive. Like, get regular tips and updates on the process of buying a car. It'd just be better that way, and you'd have a real incentive. Since this is a form that's a reasonable length, I'll sign up and see what happens. Thank you and welcome to PeerDrive. There's no reason to share, so add some incentive for sharing. You could do that too. Let's see. So Luca Bozzi, the world's first solar wallet. I think I've looked at this before. My big issue with this page is still this text where it says the world's first solar wallet is really hard to read. It's got this ... font that's white on top of this whitish background. Excuse me, and the font is just really hard to read. Free giveaway, February 2017. The date was passed. I think this might have been submitted for the last review. But still, the date's passed and the site's still here. So did I miss my chance at the free giveaway or not? I don't know. Say goodbye to low power notifications. Talk time out of your wallet. I mean, this is a great idea. I wish it was easier to understand up front what it was and what this concept of the free giveaway was. Let me sign up here and see what happens. Enter inside. Thanks. Check to verify your entry. The following links are created just for you. Copy and paste. And again, there's this white background with this white text, which kind of overlaps on itself a little bit. And so just a little bit more spacing it out. And instead of earn products, like earn a free wallet, because it says I get 20 people, I get a free wallet. Like, it's not earn product. It's get discounts or get a discounted or free wallet. Like, it's not just a product. It's what it is that you're doing, because that's $25 off, $100 off, free solar wallet. Hey, $25 off at no referrals. Why wasn't that on this page? Like, get $25 off for entering. That should be the call to action right there. Like, I just got $25 off my solar wallet. Like, congratulate me on that. Like, tell me about it and congratulate me about it, and then tell me I can get $50 off or $100 off for getting 5 friends signed up on the list. Make that super obvious to people. All right, last one here. Your new favorite watch. All right, I think I looked at this page before. The brand is really small. Like, it's hard to read this like Bark and Benjamin. I wish this was a little bit larger or in white above the text here, where the brand told me like the name of the company, because I don't know the name of the company at the moment. It's barkandbenjamin.com, but even though you explain what the what is, you don't explain who, and I think the who is also important, and it lends a bit of trust if you know who the person is, at least if you're given a name. But there is a clear call to action, like join our waiting list for early bird access to exclusive discounts. So this is sort of a thing, like they're not just saying join our waiting list, they're saying join our waiting list for early access and exclusive discounts. And then the call to action says sign me up for discounts. It's a really good step. So what about these watches? 100% natural wood. Great, 100% natural wood. I feel like I was waiting for another section to come up here. Like there would be 2 or 3 more sections about the watch or the design of the watch. There wasn't, but it's a clean look to the page. I just wish maybe there was a little bit more information about why this is my new favorite watch. But let's go and sign up and see what happens. Sign me up for the discounts. Ooh, and it's pointing to a page that doesn't exist. That's something I would check. We can check their campaign for you afterwards. And I'll actually just go ahead and do that after the call here and see what's going on with that page. But it should be pointing to a thank you page. It looks like maybe you unpublished the thank you page for the wait list. But anyway, if you have any comments, concerns, questions, send them our way. Again, this is Kickoff Labs. I'm Josh at KickoffLabs.com. If you have any feedback, join me today was Laura Lee at KickoffLabs.com. Kickoff Labs makes it really easy to set up pages, a lot like the referral pages you saw today. We make it really easy to set up these viral contests. Specifically, you saw a lot of examples of both today, these refer a friend and referral levels is what we call them, reward levels contests for referrals. And then we didn't see any leaderboards today. We did see some wait lists today here. So we saw some people using like what line they were, what number they were on the wait list, and where, how many people were in line after them, and how many points it takes to get early access. We saw some great examples of those today as well. So if you're watching this and you want to do a page or promotion like that, sign up now at KickoffLabs.com and let us know what you think. Having said that, I hope everybody has a great time. I'll hang out in the chat for a few more minutes, and we'll end this call. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.